Ladies and gentlemen, in today's interconnected world, travel between nations has become more than just a movement of people. It's an exchange of ideas, cultures, and opportunities. Tourish. For decades, the bond between India and the United States has grown stronger, whether through education, business, or tourism. As we step into 2025, the United States has introduced a new set of 13 travel and entry rules specifically aimed at ensuring smoother, safer, and more transparent travel experiences for visitors from India. These updates are not meant to discourage travelers, but to make their entry and stay in America more secure, lawful, and informed. Today, I will discuss the 6 key aspects that every Indian visitor must understand before stepping onto American soil this year. These rules define not only how you enter, but also how you represent India abroad with dignity, discipline, and awareness. In 2025, the process for obtaining a U.S. visa has entered a new era of digital transparency and global verification. For Indian visitors, this means that every step from filling out the DS-160 form to the final interview has become smarter, faster, and more data secure. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security has now integrated artificial intelligence and biometric technology into the system, linking each applicant's passport, travel history, and even digital footprint into a unified database. This allows immigration officers to instantly verify whether the traveler has complied with past visa rules, overstayed in any country, or been involved in any legal or security-related incidents. Unlike previous years when much of the screening relied on manual checks, the 2025 system uses predictive risk assessment tools. These systems analyze thousands of data points, including travel frequency, employment verification, and even the authenticity of submitted documents. For Indian citizens applying for tourist, Bone B-TO, student phone, or business E-1B visas, accuracy in documentation has become more important than ever. Even small inconsistencies in bank records, invitation letters, or employment proofs can now trigger red flags. Applicants are encouraged to upload all documents, like income tax returns, financial statements, and academic certificates, into a secure digital visa portal before the in-person interview. This pre-verification helps the consulate staff cross-check your information with Indian databases, making the entire process more efficient and transparent. Furthermore, biometric scans, fingerprints, and facial recognition are now mandatory not only at the embassy, but also upon arrival in the U.S., creating a double verification layer that prevents identity misuse or document fraud. Another new addition in 2025 is the Visa Integrity Verification Program, VP, which automatically syncs with global travel data systems. Through this program, the U.S. authorities can detect if an applicant has previously been denied entry in other countries, or if there are pending criminal or immigration-related cases. For genuine travelers, this advanced system works in their favor, reducing waiting times and unnecessary delays. Many Indian applicants have reported that their visas were approved faster under the new process because their records were easily validated. The key message for all Indian travelers is honesty and accuracy. The era of incomplete or misleading documentation is over. Now, every uploaded detail, from your purpose of visit to your return plan, is digitally analyzed to determine your eligibility. The U.S. government aims not to discourage Indian visitors, but to ensure that every traveler who enters the country does so with full transparency, authenticity, and compliance with international law. This digital transformation has made the visa process more accountable for both sides, reducing corruption, human error, and uncertainty that many applicants once faced. In 2025, one of the most significant updates for Indian travelers entering the United States is the compulsory health and travel insurance mandate. This rule was introduced after years of growing concern over uninsured foreign visitors facing emergency medical costs, which often led to financial crises and legal complications. The U.S. government has now made it crystal clear no Indian visitor, regardless of visa category, tourist, student, business, or dependent, will be permitted entry without valid, verifiable, and comprehensive health insurance coverage. The insurance requirement goes beyond traditional coverage. It must include emergency hospitalization, accident treatment, COVID-related care, repatriation of remains, and liability protection in case of unexpected injury or loss. U.S. immigration authorities now work in collaboration with recognized global insurance databases that can electronically verify the authenticity of each visitor's insurance policy. Travelers can no longer rely on printed or forged certificates. The system demands that the insurance be registered with an approved provider that the U.S. system can digitally cross-check. This rule was shaped by practical necessity. American healthcare costs are among the highest in the world. A simple hospital visit can cost hundreds of dollars, while emergency surgery can exceed tens of thousands. In the past, many visitors from developing nations, including India, found themselves stranded due to sudden medical emergencies and no valid coverage. The 2025 policy aims to eliminate such distressing cases and ensure that every visitor can access essential medical care without financial disaster. For Indian students, particularly those enrolled in American universities, the insurance requirement has also evolved. Universities are now legally obligated to verify each student's insurance plan before finalizing enrollment. The insurance must meet the minimum federal coverage standard, which includes mental health support, maternity care, and outpatient treatment. Students who fail to comply may face a hold on their registration or even a visa suspension. Tourists and business travelers are also required to submit digital proof of insurance at the pre-clearance stage before boarding flights. Airlines now have access to an integrated verification platform that cross-references your passport number with your insurance provider's record. Boarding may be denied if the system fails to confirm valid coverage. Moreover, insurance policies must extend for the entire duration of the stay in the U.S., not just for a portion of it. Indian visitors are encouraged to purchase insurance plans from globally recognized companies that collaborate with American healthcare networks. Many embassies now provide a list of U.S.-approved insurers in India, making the selection process easier and more transparent. The American government also recommends that travelers keep a digital and physical copy of their policy number, provider details, and emergency contact information at all times. The deeper purpose of this rule is not only to protect the visitor, but also to safeguard the healthcare system of the United States from undue strain. When every traveler is covered, hospitals can provide care without the burden of unpaid bills or complex international legal disputes. It also fosters a sense of responsibility and preparedness among visitors, ensuring that travel abroad is not just about exploration, but also about foresight, safety, and respect for local regulations. In 2025, financial transparency has become one of the core pillars of the U.S. entry system for international visitors, and Indian travelers are now under closer scrutiny than ever before. The United States government, in coordination with global financial monitoring systems, has introduced strict guidelines to ensure that every visitor entering the country has sufficient and legitimate financial means to support themselves during their stay. This measure aims to reduce visa fraud, illegal employment, and misuse of short-term visas, all of which had become recurring concerns in the past decade. Under the new policy, Indian applicants must now provide detailed financial documentation that goes beyond the traditional 3-month bank statement. Applicants are required to show a consistent record of income, savings, and transactions for at least 6 to 12 months, proving that their funds are stable and legally earned. The embassy now uses an advanced digital verification portal, DVP, that links with Indian banking institutions to verify the authenticity of submitted documents. Any sign of tampering, forged statements, or unverifiable deposits can result in immediate visa rejection or long-term travel restrictions. Moreover, the U.S. consulate no longer accepts vague sponsorship letters without proof. If a relative or organization in the United States claims to sponsor a visitor, they must provide tax returns, employment verification, and evidence of financial capacity. Every sponsorship claim is cross-checked through the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service database, to confirm legitimacy. This ensures that only genuine sponsors, those who truly can support the traveler, are recognized under the new immigration guidelines. For tourists, the rule mandates that applicants demonstrate enough funds to cover accommodation, food, transportation, and emergencies throughout their trip. The general recommendation is to show a financial balance equivalent to at least $150 per day of the intended stay. Business travelers, on the other hand, must include company bank statements, letters of authorization, and proof of travel-related allowances from their employers. Meanwhile, students are required to show financial proof covering their tuition fees, living expenses, and health insurance for the entire academic year, often through Form I-20 verification and linked financial statements. The U.S. immigration system now also performs random digital verifications at entry points. Customs and Border Protection, CBP's officers may request access to view recent financial transactions via an online banking app or a printed statement to confirm that the declared funds are still available. This prevents applicants from temporarily depositing money into their accounts only for visa approval and withdrawing it afterward, a common loophole exploited in previous years. In addition, the U.S. has implemented an anti-money laundering AML screening for all high-value transactions related to visa processing. If an applicant's account shows sudden or unexplained large deposits, the system automatically flags the case for manual review. Indian travelers are therefore strongly advised to maintain financial transparency and avoid any irregular or unverified transfers before applying. Another crucial point in 2025 is the digital linkage between PAN, permanent account number, in India and Social Security checks in the U.S. This integration helps the authorities identify income sources, tax history, and employment claims. For business visitors and professionals, this linkage ensures that applicants entering the U.S. for work or conferences are doing so within lawful boundaries and not under pretenses of tourism. Financial preparedness is no longer just a supporting factor, it is now a determinant of trust. The United States wants to ensure that every visitor entering its borders is self-sufficient, responsible, and capable of sustaining themselves without burdening public resources. Indian travelers who plan carefully, maintain transparent accounts, and present verifiable financial records are finding the process smoother and faster than before. The overall goal is to promote a system where legitimate travelers experience efficiency and respect, while those attempting deception are filtered out through technology and international financial cooperation. Now, would you like me to now expand the fourth key point, enhance customs and digital device screening, in the same detailed style next? In 2025, one of the most talked about and debated updates in U.S. immigration policy is the enhanced customs and digital device screening procedure. For Indian travelers entering the United States, this change marks a significant shift from traditional baggage and document checks to digital transparency and cyber verification. The U.S. Customs and Border Protection, CBP agency, has introduced advanced screening methods that extend beyond physical inspection. Officers now have the authority and technology to review electronic devices, social media activity, and digital content when deemed necessary for national security or compliance reasons. This new layer of security is a direct response to the rise in cybercrimes, visa fraud, and online misinformation networks. The digital screening process uses artificial intelligence and data analytics to identify inconsistencies between an applicant's stated purpose of visit and their online behavior. Nah. For example, if a visitor has applied for a tourist visa but has communications, posts, or files indicating intentions to work illegally or overstay, the system flags their profile for manual review. This AI-assisted monitoring extends to stored documents, photos, emails, and even applications linked to suspicious activities. Upon arrival in the U.S., travelers may be asked to unlock their phones, tablets, or laptops for inspection. While such checks are not performed on every individual, they are more likely if the traveler's profile triggers security alerts or inconsistencies during pre-arrival vetting. Immigration officers are trained to handle this process professionally and with discretion, ensuring privacy is respected within the legal framework. However, travelers must understand that refusal to comply can result in secondary screening, detention, or denial of entry. For Indian travelers, this means maintaining digital hygiene and authenticity is now as important as having valid travel documents. Officials recommend clearing unnecessary or misleading content before departure, such as unofficial job offers, politically sensitive material, or large amounts of encrypted files that could raise suspicion. Social media accounts, particularly public ones, should reflect the traveler's declared purpose honestly. For instance, if someone is entering the U.S. on a student visa, their digital footprint should reasonably align with academic or campus-related engagement, not employment advertisements, or unrelated commercial ventures. Another significant feature of 2025's system is the pre-arrival digital declaration pad. Travelers must now upload select digital credentials like their vaccination certificate, travel insurance verification, and itinerary to a secure online portal before departure. This pre-clearance helps customs officers identify potential red flags before the individual even boards the flight. Additionally, major airlines flying between India and the U.S. have integrated their systems with American customs databases, allowing real-time passenger data exchange for faster and safer border clearance. The digital screening policy also incorporates biometric re-verification at customs. Travelers' facial and fingerprint data collected during visa issuance are rescanned at the entry point to confirm identity and prevent impersonation or document theft. This measure has already proven effective in identifying fraudulent entries and visa misuse cases. For business and technology professionals from India, who often carry confidential corporate data, the new regulations encourage transparency through data disclosure forms. Even if a visitor attempts to cross borders through land routes, biometric sensors and checkpoints capture the exit data, ensuring there are no invisible exits or untracked movements. The Smart Entry Exit system also enhances accountability for students and temporary workers from India. Universities and employers are now required to periodically update Cs with attendance, enrollment, or employment status to confirm ongoing compliance. If a student drops out or a worker's contract ends prematurely, the system automatically adjusts the allowed stay duration. This synchronization prevents individuals from staying longer than permitted under their original visa category. One of the most groundbreaking elements of Cs is its predictive behavior analysis. By analyzing travel patterns, visa renewal histories, and cross-border activity, the system can predict which travelers are at higher risk of overstaying. Such individuals may receive additional scrutiny during their next visa application or face entry delays. However, travelers with consistent records of timely departures and clean immigration histories are rewarded with faster processing and higher approval rates for future visas. To support compliance, the U.S. has also begun sending automated SMS and email alerts to travelers whose stay period is approaching its end. Indian visitors can opt to receive reminders in their preferred language, including Hindi or English, to ensure they understand their visa terms clearly. Y'all truly? This initiative has significantly reduced cases of unintentional overstays, where visitors simply lost track of dates or misunderstood visa conditions. However, those who ignore these notifications face immediate and serious consequences. Overstaying by even a few days can now lead to automatic visa suspension, entry bans ranging from 6 months to 10 years, and in extreme cases, permanent blacklisting. The system also shares overstayed data with allied nations, including Canada and the UK, which means that visa violations in the US could impact eligibility for travel elsewhere. The SEAS program represents a major step forward in global travel governance. For Indian visitors, it brings both responsibility and convenience. Responsibility to strictly adhere to visa terms, and convenience through transparent, real-time tracking of legal status. The system reflects America's broader vision of using technology for compliance rather than punishment, ensuring that law-abiding travelers face fewer obstacles, while those attempting to misuse their stay are swiftly identified. Would you like me to now expand the 6th key point, a cultural and behavioral compliance guidelines, in the same long, formal, and detailed way next? In 2025, the United States has placed a renewed emphasis on something that many travelers often overlook: cultural and behavioral compliance. For Indian visitors, this is not just an informal suggestion, but a formalized expectation tied directly to the Code of Conduct for Foreign Visitors, CCFV, introduced by the U.S. Department of State. While earlier immigration rules focused primarily on legality, finance, and security, the new era of global mobility recognizes that how a visitor behaves, interacts, and represents themselves abroad carries immense diplomatic and social significance. The American government has observed that with millions of travelers entering its borders each year, ensuring mutual respect and cultural awareness is essential for maintaining harmony, public safety. For this reason, cultural behavior is now integrated into both visa guidance sessions and customs orientation procedures. Indian travelers, known for their vibrancy, expressiveness, and close-knit social habits, are encouraged to understand and adapt to American cultural norms, which often prioritize individual space, privacy, punctuality, and professionalism.